Hello again, everyone. Zack Attack is here with my WWE Raw review for tonight, Monday, February 11th, 2013. Of course, the last Raw before Elimination Chamber, live from Nashville, Tennessee. Now, my thoughts on Raw tonight. Of course, we had the Rock there tonight. I hate to admit this, I think it was great without him there last week. And although the segment didn't take away too much from this Raw, it was some shitty moments as usual, but great match during the first. I think the first hour was probably the best, especially with that great second match during the first hour. In my mind, I thought Punk and Jericho was awesome last week. Well, I gave my comments on Jericho's match against a certain goat face in just a few moments. But overall, heading towards the chamber, okay, Raw. Some, like I said, mixed bag as usual, but hey, it's Raw. At least you had a great match during the first hour. And then everyone could change the channel if they wanted to see the rest of the show after that first hour. We began that first hour, began overall Raw with Paul Heyman. After weeks and weeks of being chided over for being finally revealed as being the man who indeed, yes, paid off the Shield and Brad Maddox to keep CM Punk WWE Champion. And of course, being accused of bringing back Brock Lesnar, despite his lying and saying no about it. Paul Heyman made an announcement. He was going to make an announcement. He tweeted about it. And he said that he doesn't want to be around to be the victim, and he will resign. I need to say this. Resign, as you would say at the end of the segment, from the WWE. He didn't want CM Punk to be distracted by Paul Heyman's out-of-the-ring festivities, distracting Punk from regaining the WWE Championship from The Rock this Sunday at the Chamber pay-per-view. So he doesn't want Punk to be distracted by that. He wants to leave. It seemed that way that Paul was going to be saying goodbye. And he said something bad is coming. It's not going to fall on his head, Heyman said. He kept looking to the sky throughout the night. He was like, I'm sorry. As he was ready to say his final goodbyes to the WWE Universe, here comes CM Punk as the voice of reason, trying to talk Heyman out of not leaving. Saying, yes, I am a Paul Heyman guy. Even though, yes, distractions going on, I still need you. You're still a liability to me. And that this has been a bad dream of Rock being champion. This Sunday, he will attempt to make that bad dream go away, and things go back to normal for him being the WWE champion. So Punk talked Heyman out of not leaving, and indeed Punk had a hug out moment to end that opening segment of Raw tonight. So dude, Punk is focused more than ever, despite Heyman not leaving. And we would see that focus later on in the evening as the Punk Rock confrontation has been building for a while, stemming from the rematch coming up. So we will see if there was some sort of altercation between them two, which we will see later on. Now on to our first match. The Great Khali taking on Mark Henry. Now, I said on my attack line today there was 2 spots left for the chamber match this Sunday with Mark Henry, Randy Orton, Daniel Bryan, and, Rey Mysterio. Rey Mysterio got apparently attacked on SmackDown. I don't watch SmackDown. That's why you don't see any SmackDown reviews. I don't watch SmackDown. But Rey Mysterio was storyline injured by Mark Henry, so we had 3 spots to fill, which we refilled throughout the evening this evening. So Mark Henry took on Great Khali. And that whole shtick, you can tell me that that Zack Ryder, a gimmicky guy who has built a reputation for himself, you have demoted him after years of hard work, yet you still push assholes like Hornswoggle, who should have been fired a long, long time ago. He deserved that World's Strongest Slam. I am sorry, but I've been a big hater on Hornswoggle for years. He killed the Cruiserweight division. That feud with Chavo was stupid, and he deserved that World's Strongest Slam tonight as much as Khali did. Khali's a joke as well. And I'm ashamed that Natalia's involved. Natalia's a great wrestler, and I'm ashamed that she is stuck with those 2 dimwits. Anyway, Khali got what he deserves, a World's Strongest Slam. Khali tried to fight his best, but indeed, he got World's Strongest Slam by Mark Henry, as Khali and Hornswoggle were happily inducted into the Hall of Fame. Mark Henry sending a big message to all the competitors, the 3 yet to be named, and his 2 other already named, Orton and Daniel Bryan, for the big match this Sunday, as Henry sent a message to everyone and anyone to be inducted in the Hall of Fame to his road back to becoming the World Heavyweight Champion. And of course, he'll try to do that this Sunday. Now on to our next matchup. Now I mentioned about Jericho having a little bit of a comeback trail. His match last week against CM Punk, despite kind of ruining WWE's plans for a Punk Orton match as part of the reactive, the fans kind of ruined that by having Jericho be the winner of that vote that crashed the WWE active polls. But we all got a great match out of it. Punk against Jericho. Great main event. I think everyone was saying on all the internet stuff, we want Bryan against Jericho. Well, Jericho got his wish. We all got our wish specifically. Jericho versus Daniel Bryan. Jericho was fighting to get his way into the Elimination Chamber. My only quip with this match was, I think, what, 10 minutes? I think it should have been longer, but for what we got, great athletic wrestling match. It was a great match between these two. I know this probably won't happen because my dream, my wish, I predicted last year Jericho versus Punk at Mania make it happen, which it did. And I know they're trying to make Punk versus Taker, although, spoiler alert, Taker did not show up tonight despite rumors. And I told you my tagline, rumors will end up being not true, and they were not true. Taker was not on Raw tonight. But my wish is to make Punk, Bryan, and Jericho triple threat. I wish that would happen. Punk, Jericho, Bryan, triple threat would be an awesome athletic matchup. But for this match, great counters between... my favorite spot on this Bryan-Jericho match was like the last 5 minutes of the match with Jericho and Bryan countering each other's finishing holds. Like Jericho had the walls of Jericho on Daniel Bryan. Then Bryan got out of it, putting Jericho in the yes lock, or no lock, whatever he wants to call it. Then Jericho got him back in the walls of Jericho. That was a great counter move. That was great near falls, great action with these guys. Great matchup. Little short, but still. We want more. They teasing us for more. Indeed, it ended after those counters. Bryan was being rolled up by Jericho, but Jericho got back up, nailed an inverted codebreaker. He didn't nail the codebreaker all the way. It was like a side codebreaker, but it was enough to pin Daniel Bryan. 1, 2, 3. Chris Jericho defeats Daniel Bryan and joins Daniel and Orton and Mark Henry as the 4th competitor for the Elimination Chamber match this Sunday for the opportunity to wrestle the World Heavyweight Champion, whoever that will be. And of course, 2 more to be named. Now, this is WWE for you. We went from a great athletic, high-flying matchup between Jericho and Bryan with some great spots in there, great out-of-the-ring action, to a stupid squasher involving the 3MB, Heath Slater, Jinder Mahal, and Drew McIntyre teaming up against John Cena, Sheamus, and Ryback. Of course, these 3 men will be taking on the Shield this Sunday at the pay-per-view. With the Shield eminent in the building, Cena, Ryback, and Sheamus sent a big statement. Basically, it was a simple squash match. Like Cena, Sheamus, and Ryback tagged each other in for some beatings on each member of the 3MB. After Cena delivered a 5-knuckle shuffle, Sheamus and Ryback came in to finish 3MB off with Jinder. Sheamus getting all them. I'm trying to say properly, sorry. Cena nailing all 3 men. Had all the finishing moves at the same time. Cena delivered the attitude adjustment to Jinder. And Sheamus got the white noise on Drew. And Ryback delivered the shell shock on Slater. All 3 finishers at the same time. Echo finishing moves. 1, 2, 3 victory for Cena, Sheamus, and Ryback. Sending a big message to the Shield this Sunday. They say, Shield, bring it on for this Sunday. Of course, the Shield would deliver a statement tonight in the ring about the match this Sunday. Now, I'm not the biggest fan of the Shield. The gimmick's gotten old to me, but it's kind of weird that 3 years ago, Cena single-handedly, with some help, got rid of Nexus after a few months of their shtick. Well, it seems that Cena, with Sheamus and Ryback, could end up killing the Shield this Sunday. Of course, we'll see what the Shield has to say about Cena, Ryback, and Sheamus dominating their forces as they were teaming up joining forces for this match this Sunday. Now on to our next matchup, which was indeed, I mentioned about this guy in the beginning of my video about, you can tell me they're pushing people like Hornswoggle, who's done shit, yet you demote a guy like Zack Ryder, who's, yes, his gimmick's getting old, and I'm a big fan of his though, but still he worked his ass off to get to that spot he had, only to lose it after losing the United States Championship to Jack Swagger. Well, once again, Zack Ryder lost to Jack Swagger, who's dominant more than ever in this comeback. And he came back with this guy, need to get the game, got to get the name right. He came out with Zeb Coulter, this old wrestling dude. And I'm a wrestling guru. And even I don't know who Zeb is. Uncle Zebekiah. What did he want? I might remember him, but I'm a big wrestling fan, but even I don't remember Zeb that much. Maybe I was really young. Maybe like 2 or something. But anyway, Jack Swagger came back 2 weeks ago on SmackDown. He dominated last week over Zack's Cobra dad partner Santino. And indeed, Swagger continued his dominance, beating the crap out of Zack Ryder. Despite Zack having some offense in the beginning, Ryder ended up losing like another week. Just another week in the life of Zack Ryder getting his ass beat by another person, especially if it's Jack Swagger, the real American Jack Swagger. After Zack trying to get the Rough Ryder, Swagger countered with the gut wrench powerbomb, and of course, the Patriot Act ankle lock, making Zack Ryder tap out yet again as Jack Swagger beats Ryder and is in the Elimination Chamber match. I kind of knew it was going to be in the Chamber match. I predicted on my attack Leonard he would be one of the 2 remaining, yet little did I know about Rey Mysterio being out. And we found out who the 6th man would be. Spoiler, it wasn't Christian. Anyway, Jack handed the mic off after his win over Ryder with Tony Long and GM of SmackDown Booker T watching, declaring Jack is in the chamber, watching the speech made by Zeb Coulter, talking about kind of a controversial speech about America sucking it dry, about America, about immigrants, about all these people crossing the borders, about the real America, that America sucks now, that we the people, and blah, 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 kind of a real left-wing speech by Zeb Coulter. So there you go. Jack Swagger, the real American from Zeb Coulter in his corner, dominates all over Zack Ryder and joins Daniel Bryan, Randy Orton, Mark Henry, and Chris Jericho in the chamber match, the 6th man to be in that chamber match for the opportunity of the World Championship at Mania will be determined in our main event, which was made by Booker T and Teddy Long following that match. Dolph Ziggler against Kane. Is Ziggler ever going to catch Money in the Bank? Man, speaking of WWE burying people, God, Ziggler's momentum has shifted. I think AJ's a bad influence. He need to dump AJ, in my opinion. You know what I mean? He did well without a manager. You know, when he dumped Vicky, it was great. Now he's got AJ. AJ is the monkey on Ziggler's back. And of course, we would see that be in effect during the main event tonight. And before we get on to our next matchup here, we saw promotions yet again. Vignettes, should I say, for Fandango. We saw about a few months ago, and they stopped airing him for whatever reason. Now Fandango promos are airing him. So who knows when Fandango's going to show up. We don't want another dancing freak. We got Borders Clay, which I'll get to in a moment. But till then, on with our next matchup with The Miz taking on Cody Rhodes with Antonio Cesaro at ringside. Now, I thought Cesaro was going to start a little feud with Ryback, but thank God it ain't happening. But it's kind of weird. I need to mention this. It's kind of weird that Ryback's teaming up with the guy who eliminated him at the Rumble, John Cena. The man who I think, like I said in my Roman review, and thereafter, about Cena literally pushing away Ryback, throwing his push out the window while throwing him off the top rope to win the Rumble. So it's kind of weird that Ryback and Cena's egos can coexist in this matchup. So anyway, I need to make that mention out there. But like I said, on with a match between Miz and Cody Rhodes with Victoria Cesaro at ringside. Cesaro in Miz's feud continues. I smell a rematch in Elimination Chamber, especially stemming from the ending of this matchup. It was a decent matchup to begin with. Cody had some great offense to begin with. But indeed, Miz connected with the backbreaker. But Cody blocked the neck breaker, and Miz indeed was on a warrant tail, of course. Cody and Miz fought off to the outside. with Antonio and commentary. Antonio tried to interfere in the matchup at first, but got a kick in the face for good measure by The Miz. And as Miz was trying to deliver some more judgment beat down on Cody Rhodes and his mustache, Antonio Cesaro got back up, pushed Miz against the ring post, causing disqualification for Cody. Miz won the match by DQ. But after that, ring post hit. Miz got tossed around, flung around, as Cesaro flung his body around the ring post area, waving his back against the guardrail. Cesaro sending a big message to Miz. Their feud ain't over yet. Like I mentioned, I smell a match at the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view. But hopefully, unlike the Rumble, not on the pregame. That match surprisingly wasn't announced tonight. Probably be announced on the main event on SmackDown Friday. Then we got Fandango coming, like I mentioned. But now we got Borders Clay, like I mentioned earlier. You got people like Hornswoggle when Borders Clay getting pushed. Yep, Zack Ryder worked his ass off for that push, didn't get it. After a while, being the morning, you shove people like Borders Clay down off roads. And I'm sorry here. I feel so bad for Tenzai being stuck in this position. Like, I feel bad for the Taya being stuck with two dimwits like Kali and Hornswoggle. Now I feel bad for Tenzai having to coexist with Borders Clay. But let me say this. If Tenzai was still a monster, not turned into this dancing freak like Borders Clay has been turning into at the Raw Roulette, if Borders was not a funk guy, he was a monster like he was supposed to be. If these two were monsters, they would be a dominant tag team. But unfortunately, they'd be a comedy shtick gimmick tag team at best. I know Tenzai / Alba was the hip-hop hippo at one point with Scotty Hottie, or Grandmaster Sexay, should I say. That was okay, but this is just weirdo. And Borders Clay and Tenzai squashed another team who should be dominating the tag team division, Primo and Epico. They basically got the butts whipped, and they tried some offense, but indeed Tenzai and Borders Clay, despite my hatred for both their gimmicks, teamed up pretty well with the double headbutt to get the victory after a Tenzai splash in the victory after the headbutt there. And even the Funkadactyls got some action in by beating the crap out of Rosa after the match. So, there we go. Like I said, I just feel bad for Tenzai being put in this situation. Tenzai came in like a house of fire, being undefeated with, of course, Sakamoto. Now, ever since he got rid of Sakamoto, he's got no direction. And especially now he's made to look like a joke. He's now a joke now to the WWE Universe. I know he's trying to embrace it. I'll give him credit for embracing it. At least taking it with a heart of gold. At least he's got a job, but still I just feel so bad for him being put in that position with Borders Clay. I just wish they were both monsters. I wish they were like a Big Show tag team. If those two were like a Big Show just two dominant monsters, they could really be a dominant force. But instead, it'd just be a comedy shtick tag team. So there you go with that. Now on with the Shield, ready to deliver their statement about the injustices of WWE as they prepare for the six-man tag this Sunday against Cena, Ryback, and Sheamus. He's there to protect the atrocities Cena pulls every week. Like I said, I'm not the biggest fan of Shield, but John Cena deserves everything he gets for the atrocities he's committed, like winning the Royal Rumble over other people that should have won. They won't be threatened by Cena threatening the Shield. And they called the WWE guys out, which didn't come out at first. It was an empty promise by Cena to take him out, Ambrose says. And Cena fails all the time. We all know that, especially after last year failing so many opportunities to win the title and being Milwaukee failed. And indeed, Cena's a failure, and he faces no consequences. I agree to that. You know, Cena's like the Superman, Super Cena. You know, and no matter what happens, he always comes back stronger and stronger than ever, despite everyone's dismay, especially mine and all the Cena haters out there. They are the solution, but unfortunately, I fear that they're all going to get squashed by Cena, Ryback, and Sheamus, especially from this matchup. As indeed, they called them out again, the lights went out, and the Shield got the piece of their own medicine. I think everybody in the IWC, I think we all thought, I know I said Taker didn't show up. I think at that moment, we thought that was Taker, but anyway, there wasn't no gong. But like I said, Shield got a piece of their own medicine. Cena, Ryback, and Sheamus pulling the Shield turning up the lights, coming back on with Sheamus, Cena, and Ryback all over the Shield. Shield was trying to escape through the crowd, but Cena, Ryback, and Sheamus fought him through the crowd, fought him all the way back off the concourse as Cena, Ryback, and Sheamus relicked in beating the crap out of the Shield, getting ready to dominate them this Sunday at the Chamber pay-per-view. I feel that way. I think the Shield is going to end this Sunday. The shtick is over. You know, like, WWE fans are ignorant sometimes. The crowd at Nashville was pretty cool, though. Pretty noisy crowd tonight, but still, sometimes they're ignorant to new things. So they boo things, and that's what happened with the Shield. Same with Nexus. Nexus got killed by Cena. Now the Shield is about to be killed by Cena, probably by Sheamus and Ryback helping him out. Now on to our next match, which involved the World Heavyweight Champion, Puerto Del Rio, taking on Damian Sandow. Before I get to that, there's a segment earlier in the evening. Big Show was in an angry rage following his beatdown from Alberto in a hotel room last week. Was Big Show was waiting for the contract for the World Heavyweight Championship match at the Chamber to be signed. And after getting embarrassed on SmackDown by getting paint tossed on him, Big Show was not in a good mood, knocking out Toyoshi Tatsu, knocking out Alex Riley in the back while laughing at him. He even knocked the shit out of Max Flecker, which was deserved. And Big Show tried to speak, but my dad and I was watching, and he said he pulled a Jericho. He trolled everybody. He wanted to talk, but he couldn't talk. But in my opinion, Big Show was letting the actions speak louder than words, as he made his knockout punch be a message to Alberto Del Rio for this Sunday. But Alberto was still on fun and games as he prepared for his match against Damian Sandow. Sandow had some decent offense to begin with the elbow to stay early, but indeed Alberto Del Rio, when he gets on a roll, he gets on a roll. Indeed, he got a big nasty kick on and Seguri kick on Sandow, leading towards a cross arm breaker and 1, 2, 3 victory. Tapping out. Victory for Alberto Del Rio. He's ready for Big Show. Ready to beat him up this Sunday and go on to WrestleMania to defend the World Championship against whoever wins the Chamber match. So there you go. Del Rio wins again. Now before I get to the next match, I forgot to mention during the Zack Ryder Jack Swagger match, there was a nasty spot with Ryder being flung against the ring post by Jack Swagger. I think his neck kind of tilted back and you see his mouth bleeding, and Swagger put him in the Patriot Act / ankle lock. Need to make that out there. Now on to our next match, which was renewing of a feud between Wade Barrett and Kofi Kingston. Now before Wade Barrett came out, his feud with Bo Dallas continues. Bo Dallas avenged a beatdown that Wade Barrett gave him on SmackDown a few weeks ago, as he beat down Wade Barrett before he would come out for his match against Kofi Kingston. Despite being beat down by Bo Dallas, Wade Barrett indeed came out to fight Kofi in a decent matchup. Kofi was on fire early. Stemming from the attack, Kofi fed off the advantage of a weakened Barrett in the beginning. But indeed, as Kofi was on a roll, flying all over the place and stuff, Barrett came back by hitting the winds of change, getting it from the air forward. Kofi was ready to deliver the 12-man paradise, but Wade rolled out of the ring to avoid it. Kofi was on the outside, but Wade Barrett covered him with the ring apron, with Kofi blinded by the ring apron on top of him. Wade delivered the bullhammer elbow, knocking him out 1, 2, 3 for Wade Barrett, sending a big message to Bo Dallas. He wanted Bo Dallas then and there, but I make another prediction that Wade Barrett will probably fight Bo Dallas for the IC Championship this Sunday, probably in the pre-show. Now, on with our main event, Kane against Dolph Ziggler with an Elimination Chamber spot on the line. The 6 men that enter that fray with Randy Orton, Mark Henry, Daniel Bryan, Chris Jericho, and Jack Swagger. It was an okay match. Kane was dominating the early going, but Dolph came flying back. But I mentioned earlier about when the match was made about AJ being a monkey on Ziggler's back. Well, unfortunately, AJ got herself the cause of Ziggler's loss tonight, as AJ was distracting Kane. Kane was trying to choke slam or something, but Ziggler knocked Kane onto the AJ, who was caught by Biggie Langston, with Ziggler distracted by AJ's fall from Grace, being caught by Biggie Langston. turned around after being distracted by that. Distraction from AJ. Getting chokeslammed by Kane in a 1-2-3 victory for Kane. Now Kane's a 6th man in a chamber match. This main event not as great as last week's main event, but still. Anyway, Kane now joins his tag team partner, Daniel Bryan. I'm making another prediction here, making predictions about some matches. I predict that Kane and Daniel Bryan will officially somewhat break up at the chamber match. Something will happen between them. Kane will pin Kane, or Kane will pin Bryan in the chamber match this Sunday to further their damaging tag team storyline right now. So there you go. Kane is in the chamber with Bryan, Randy Orton, Mark Henry, Chris Jericho, and Jack Swagger, the winner, to be the #1 contender for the World title. Now we got one title contender to be determined. We all know Cena's going to Mania to wrestle the WWE Champion. That, for now, is The Rock. Now, he wasn't on last week. And I've been a big Rock guy. You've been seeing all my reviews and stuff the last years. I'm a big Rock guy, but his latest comeback is not my favorite. You know, the promos ain't as good, and his promo ain't as good as his past promos about Cena. He had more passion when he made fun of Cena. This Punk Rock feud's been a kind of a sour note for me. And it continued again tonight when Rock delivered some story time about buying a car from a crackhead. That was kind of funny at moments, but not as funny as, like I said, his previous promos. Got me all cracking. It's kind of weird to see Rock as champion again. You know, I love Rock and all. It's good to be champion again, but it's not the same with him being a paper champion and not being there every week like last week. Whereas Rock was ending his story as a young 15-year-old in Nashville, buying a crack car dealer. It was kind of funny, but like I said, not as funny as usual. Punk came out to interrupt The Rock, with Heyman back, with him not quitting, saying that indeed he is ready to be champion this Sunday. And Rock made fun of Punk and Heyman a little bit, but I think Punk was saying basically, I'm going to beat you, Rock, for the championship that you stole from me, and I'll be champion again. Blah, 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 blah. And Rock's like, just bring it, bitch. He didn't say bitch, but I wish he did. Anyway, TVPG for him. Punk was ready to head out to the ring to have a confrontation with The Rock. He turned his back for a moment, but then ran back to the ring and had a big altercation, be a big brawl with The Rock to end Wall. Rock was indeed on the wall, delivering a spine buster, ready to deliver the people's elbow. But as he was about to do that, he ran against the ropes. Paul Heyman tripped him, and that distraction gave Punk enough time to get back up, deliver the GTS to The Rock, and taking back the WWE Championship with him, saying that Rock wants him to bring it, well, he's going to dunk it. He takes the WWE Championship as the end wall with Punk, taking Rock's championship out high. That the belt that once his could be his again this Sunday. And of course, the stipulation was made that if Rock gets DQ'd or counted out, Punk will become the WWE Champion. Stipulation was against Punk last time at the Royal Rumble. If the Shield came out, Punk would lose the title. This time, Rock loses the title if he gets DQ'd or counted out. So there you go. That was made through a phone call with Vince McMahon. And Paul Heyman, cell phone wise, Heyman got hung up on by McMahon. So there you go. Rock, Punk, DQ, stipulation upheld. So there you go. That's my Raw review. Not as good as last week, but still kind of a mixed bag. Heading towards the chamber match. I predict some matches being made between Mrs. Cesaro, Bo Dallas, and Wade Barrett. And too bad Christian didn't return tonight. I wish he was going to be in the chamber, but we can all do his dream. Like dream of a Punk, Jericho, Bryan, triple threat at Mania. That would be awesome, but no WWE, that would never happen. That is it for my Raw review tonight. Thank you all very much for watching. With that in mind, you've all been attacked by the review from Zach. See you all later, everybody. Yeah.